Hello Taurus, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of January 29th through February 4th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with these cards and use your own intuition to just take you beyond what I'm saying, Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. So we've got a 5 of Swords to start us out with. We're gonna put that into some context, all right? We're going to lay out the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread. Interesting, a lot of air energy here today. Yeah, a lot of air energy. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use our antique anatomy tarot deck. It's been pre-shuffled, so we're going to just do one card here from somewhere in the middle, and we're going to leave that right there. We're not going to look at it till the very end, so stick around to the end of the reading, and hopefully that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for right at the very end. Okay. So the first card that we had was this 5 of Swords. Now, I feel like you're someone who maybe has moments of self-doubt, that sometimes you have self-esteem that is just not where you would like it to be. Sometimes you could be a little bit reserved, a little bit quiet. Sometimes you might maybe even not be so nice to yourself or so gentle with yourself. I feel like you could sometimes have a lot of harsh words to say about yourself, kind of putting yourself down a little bit. And I think it's because in general terms, at least right now, the energy that I'm feeling is that you're kind of in that mode a little bit where you're a little bit down on yourself. You're a little bit quiet, a little bit reserved, a little bit introverted, and maybe even a little bit pessimistic about things, okay? But the great thing about you, Taurus, is that you can turn that around, And I think you do have moments of tremendous confidence, tremendous, outgoing, this outgoing spirit that seems very, very cheerful and very talkative almost, right? I feel like you have these moments of being very quiet and reserved, and I think it's because you're very deep in thought, But then you also have these moments of just like this intense kind of outgoing energy, And I see a lot of smiles and a lot of laughter around you. And so I think there's this kind of this dual sides to you, And I think right now, especially for whatever reason this week, it feels like a little bit more. It feels like a little bit more of the self-doubt kind of thing, right? So in order to turn this, upright like this, we've got to start with those positive affirmations. Every morning as soon as you wake up, give yourself those positive affirmations, whatever they are, But I think that's really a good. It would be a good exercise for you to kind of start the day off with this positive energy, because I feel like it does fluctuate with you. I feel like lately, for whatever reason, whatever's going on lately, there's been a lot of flux there with your confidence or with your self-esteem. Okay, we're gonna go to what's beneath the surface here, because I kind of want to just get through all these cards before we get to some of the more practical cards. So down beneath everything, we also have this 10 of Swords, and I think that this really is extending this kind of self-critical vibe that I'm feeling with you. I think you really do get hard on yourself. I think you have this tendency to doubt your abilities, to maybe even doubt your worth or your effectiveness in being who you are, your effectiveness in expressing yourself. I don't know if there is anything really that's how can I say this, that's impacting your ability to communicate. You know what I mean? I don't know if there are any physical blockages or emotional or mental blockages that may be preventing you from really expressing yourself. But I feel like you're very self-conscious sometimes. There's something that that gives you this self-doubt that just kind of makes you want to be just kind of quiet, and I'm getting this sense like almost like you're just kind of backing into an invisible mist, where you don't want to be seen, you don't want to be heard. It's not like a hermit energy. It's like where you're in a crowd and you're hoping that you can just walk through to your destination and no one really notices you. It's because I feel like you don't want to have to, sometimes, not all the time, but right now I feel like you don't really want to have to interact with people. There's something going on. Again, I don't know if it's physical or like a mental or emotional thing that's causing this kind of tendency in you, this energy right now. But it's not always like this. I think you have a lot of potential to make connections. I feel like you're always, when you are engaged and outgoing and connecting with people, I think you really do it from the heart. And that is, kind of a large, not a large part, but it's a focus of this card, is that heart. I don't know if you can even really see it, but it's right there in the middle. And I think honestly that there's something that's kind of blocking your heart right now. And one reason why I say that is because we don't see a lot of water cards here in the reading. We see one water card in the past, and we'll get to that in a moment. But I think that could be what's affecting this. Affecting things right now is that you typically operate on this heart level. You communicate from the heart. You're an honest, open person. You're very loving and generous, and you're very confident, and you're very you have this warmth about you. But right now, I feel like we're kind of inverted. We're kind of a little bit quiet and introspective, and there's, I think, maybe an emotional kind of blockage that's going on right now. And so it leads to this vibe. This is kind of what I'm feeling is like a general energy right now. But let's go to something a little bit more positive. This is above the path of the dove. This is on top of everything. This is up above everything. And this is the Chariot. This is telling me that you are, very much willing to fight for what you believe in. This is like you're kind of. It feels like you're right on the edge or the threshold of this, maybe indecision, I guess, where you want to fight for what you love. You want to fight for what you believe in. But at the same time, you're kind of thinking, well, maybe this is where I just need to, sacrifice or surrender to the circumstances. So I'm trying to get this a little bit more clearly. It feels like you're having a difficulty deciding whether to fight for this thing or let it go and surrender to the circumstances. Does that resonate with you? Because the Chariot, the Chariot's not moving. It's ready to go. It wants to go. It wants to go on this quest and this battle and fight for love and for honor and all of these things. But something's holding it back. So I think there's this, should I just surrender? Should I just let it go? Should I forget about it and move on? Should I accept the circumstances and just go along my way? Or should you get out there and battle and fight and really go after what you want and try to fight for this thing, which I think is an emotional thing. And the reason why we have this air energy here that we're talking about, this kind of self-doubt, this pessimism, this introversion, is because you're on this kind of cusp. And I think sometimes you feel really strongly and adamantly about it, that yes, I'm going to go out and I'm going to conquer this thing, and I'm going to fight for what I love and what I believe in. And then at other moments you just accept defeat, you feel like you've lost, and you're just going to surrender and give in to the circumstances, right? So I feel like we're kind of on that borderland of not knowing how we should react to this, how we should fix it, right? If we fix it by just accepting it and allowing it to kind of dissipate and move on, or should we fight for that, whatever this thing is? So there's this little bit of this this idea of surrendering, surrender versus fight for what we want and what we love. Okay, let's see where to go from here. I think we're going to start with the kind of the timeline here, what we're looking at in terms of the linear events. Recent past, Queen of Cups. I think this is the person that may be related to this this emotional blockage, this kind of, I don't want to call it a heartbreak, okay, but I kind of feel a little bit of that. This person is related to that, and I don't know if there is something, if they were an older feminine energy, or if they were I don't want to really go down this road, but I almost feel like they were unfaithful in some way. Okay. I feel like they have a lot of love in them, and that was kind of part of the issue, is that they wanted to be free with that love. They didn't want to be committed to just one person. Okay, and I'm kind of having a difficulty with this because I'm kind of feeling that energy from this reading, and I don't want it to be this, but this is the only water energy that we see. So I feel like whatever this person did, or not that they did anything, I don't want to put blame anywhere or say that they did anything wrong. I don't know this person. Okay, I don't know what the circumstances were, what the activities were, what the problem was in this relationship. But there is something that that happened with them that you kind of feel burned. You kind of feel heartbroken, and it's causing this emotional blockage. It's almost like whatever happened with them kind of cut you off, and I'll get the overhead camera and you can kind of see the things the way I see them. It kind of cut you off from the water energy, right? Like this person's separated over here, then everything in the reading is air and fire, a little bit of earth, but air and fire, right? So it's kind of like being cut off from that water energy, from that love, that pleasure, that joy, that happiness, all that nice water vibe. I think in some ways ended with them. It was blocked by that relationship, okay? And I know a lot of you are saying, oh, here's a love relationship, a love reading. You know, I don't like going down this road. This is kind of my least favorite type of reading to do, is like a love relationship kind of reading. But when you've got cards like this, and this is the energy that comes through, it's my duty as the messenger, I feel, to just say what I'm experiencing and offer that to you. Do with it what you will, you know. So something was going on there, and they hurt you in some way, okay? I'm just going to be blunt about it. They hurt you in some way. We also see this Four of Wands here. I feel like this is kind of a done deal, okay? I feel like this is not really going to go back to the way it was. It's not going to happen again. It's not going to, you're not going to come back together with this person. The Four of Wands is telling me that it's done. This thing has wrapped up. There's closure that needs to be experienced with this, you know. And I think with this closure, you might get a little bit of relief of this blockage. But as far as your impulse to kind of go and fight for what you love, fight for what you believe in, or surrender and accept the circumstances, I can't tell you what to do. You know, this is still something that you're going to have to choose, something that you're going to have to decide on. But what I'm seeing here with the Four of Wands is that this is pretty much a done deal. It's pretty much over, okay? I don't think there's really much that you could accomplish by kind of diving back into it and trying to rekindle things, trying to get them back, trying to reconcile, trying to fight for your love, you know. I don't see that it's really going to amount to very much, but we do still need that closure. And what I think is coming in the future, we have a Nine of Swords in the future here. I think what's coming is that this person is going to reach out to you I would say within the next 9 days to couple weeks, maybe, you know. I think they're going to reach out to you and offer their apologies, okay, for whatever that's worth. I think that's probably going to hurt more than if they just never talk to you again. But at least that's going to be some closure. I think they do feel guilty or feel bad for how things went down, and I think they're going to be reaching out to you. Maybe it might just be an email. Okay, it might be a text. It could be a telegram or something, you know. I don't think it's going to be in person. I don't think it's going to be on the phone, because that might be too volatile if it was like in person, you know. Too much kind of emotional intensity. So I think it's going to be through like a letter or a text or an email or something. But they're going to apologize. They do feel bad for how things went down, and I think they're going to offer that kind of closure to you. It's not what you want. It's not going to make you feel much better, but at least it will be the closure that we need with this Four of Wands, okay? And I think it's going to help you with this this blockage that we see going on with you, and this cusp of this indecision that we feel about what we're supposed to do in a situation like this. You know, like what is the honorable thing to do? Is it to fight for what you love, or to surrender and accept the circumstances, right? I think you're going to get the closure, and I think it's going to help you through this energy that we see here. All right. But now I do want to move over to the path of the serpent here. Before I do that, I want to just say that these cards are always correct, and I don't plan any of this out. I don't rehearse anything. This is just what I'm feeling, what I'm sensing. But I am just the messenger. So I do ask you to connect directly with these cards, with the images, with the energies. Use your own intuition and go beyond what I'm telling you and see how you can connect this to your particular circumstances. Okay. So general energy. General energy, yeah, Two of Pentacles. This really is kind of what we've already been talking about. And this is a lot of kind of going back and forth. This is like, you're very kind of, practical about things, and very down to earth and very reasonable, thinking, yeah, this is just the way things go, and I'm just going to go on with my life and just move on, and this is probably for the best. And, it's a very, very kind of pragmatic approach. But then on the other hand, you shift to this very kind of emotional thinking or abstract thinking, and this kind of wanting to fight for your honor or fight for your love, and it feels kind of like that questing knight vibe, So I feel like you kind of go back and forth, and we already talked about that with some of this swords energy, with your cheerfulness, your happiness. And remember, I feel that there's still like a lot of laughter around you at times, but then I feel like sometimes you withdraw, you kind of wrap yourself in a mist, and you just try to go through your day kind of invisible. So I feel like it's kind of, you're still shifting between these two kinds of states. And this is kind of also this energy that I want to focus on. This is that things will only get better from here, right? So there is this shift going on in you, and you're trying to focus on the positive. You're trying to focus on the future, the next steps, how to improve, how to feel better, how to continue on your path of success. And I think that is the side of things that you need to kind of lean on. And we talked about the positive affirmations. The positive affirmations really to just drown out all of the negative thinking. So those positive affirmations can be literally anything, so long as they kind of they counteract those negative thoughts. So that we're leaning a little bit more towards the positive, towards the future, towards progress and health and happiness and well-being and all of these great like earthy qualities. Okay. Now the next card is another court card. Here we have the Knight of Swords. I think that, again, this is talking about this person reaching out to you. They're going to express their apologies or their remorse or their guilt or whatever it is. This is going to offer the closure. It's going to wrap things up. It's going to give them the closure they need. It's going to give you the kind of final information so that you can have as much closure as possible. But it's going to be still very kind of more formal, no, not formal, more informative than meaningful or emotional or heartfelt. You know, it's going to be very matter of fact, very just kind of, you know, the facts of the situation. And there's still not going to be that water energy. We still don't have any water, because that water, whoever this person was, I don't think they're a water sign, but this is just kind of talking about the situation with them. Really cut the water off for you. You know, really kind of crank the tap closed. We'll see what this mystery card is in just a moment here. So that communication is coming, again, I think, within a couple of weeks. And it's going to give you the closure, but it's not going to make you feel any better. You know, and I think that's the reality that we need to be prepared for that. It's not going to be the type of message that you really want to receive. But it's going to be necessary, and in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, it's going to be for the best, okay? Because you need that closure in order to move forward with things. Now, let's go to, this is your fears, worries, and concerns, okay? And this is the Eight of Wands, very fiery, very active kind of card. And this is like your worry, I think, you know, because the position of the card is usually what's going to be anxiety. Well, I think that there's enough anxiety going on. But I think in the kind of long term, the grand scheme of things, again, you want to get back to this vibrant, energetic, like joyful, life-loving soul that you are. You know, you want to get back to the sunshine and rainbows kind of thing, which we see in this card here. It's a lot of this active fire energy. A lot of abundance, a lot of joy, a lot of really lively energy. Like this is another one that's just gives me that sense of like a lot of laughter and joy and just a lot of intensity, you know, but not in a serious, heavy way, but in a very light, energetic, electric kind of personality in you. And I think that with all of this air energy that we saw over here on the path of the Dove, if I can pick the cards up, with all of this air energy that we see here, and then with the air energy coming, and with this Chariot energy that we saw, I think you're just, sometimes you don't feel like you're ever going to get back to being this person again. But trust me, you will. Okay? Trust me, you will. But this is kind of the long-term concern for you, is like, hey, I want to get back to this happy place in life again. And to be this, you know, this energetic and really lively person that I think you are under normal circumstances. But this event really kind of blocked that water energy in you, okay? And so what we have is the air and the fire, which is a lot more volatile. But I think the water's coming. I think maybe this confirmation, this mystery card, will be some water energy. But, you know, we'll see. Let's just do this final card here. This is the Two of Swords. This kind of has like the outcome. And this really, to me, is the resolution of this relationship issue. I think that with the Four of Wands that we saw, with the Nine of Swords that we see in the immediate future, and this air energy in the kind of the connection card position, and then ending up finally with this, I think there's going to be that closure, and I think it's going to lead to an eventual healing of your heart. Okay, because your heart's not being hurt anymore. Do you know what I mean? And so it's going to have a chance to heal. The key word for the Two of Swords is peace. Okay, and peace is that time where everybody can heal, things can grow and be in abundance again. There can be success and growth, you know. So this isn't like the outcome that you want. This isn't showing a big celebration. It's just showing that things are going to be done. There's going to be closure. There's going to be a resolution to this that is satisfactory. That is at least going to open up the future for you to heal and recover and grow and prosper and thrive. And to get back to this, right? To get back to that kind of, that energy that you really want to have and to express, you know, and to be. Let's look at this confirmation card now. I'm going to feel a little silly if it's not some water energy, but whatever comes through, let's be open. Let's be accepting of this, and let's try to work through whatever this card may be. Okay, so this is another court card. All right, and this is some earth energy. And I think that this is, we had some earth energy here, primarily with this Two of Discs that we saw, right? And this is like, we said this is kind of trying to lean toward the bright side of things, like lean toward the progress, the future, the potential, the silver lining that might be here, and the way to move into the future and to create your success and continue to heal and thrive and prosper. And I think with this, with the King of Pentacles here, or it's called here the King of Coins, I think this is really you taking ownership of that. And I think what it's signifying is that you are really going to be immersing yourself in these other areas of your life to give the water energy a chance to build back up, to heal you, right? To open yourself up, to let it back in, okay? But I don't see that happening yet. I think what we need first is the closure, and we need your focus to be on these practical steps, right? So this is the earth energy. So this is focus on your health, your diet, your nutrition, your well-being, right? Get some exercise, get some physical activity. Take care of your body, and your body will take care of you, okay? And this might be also a focus on your career, your work, your creative endeavors, as well as your health, your fitness, and your well-being. Okay, and I think that's how you reestablish the connection to that water energy. Okay, so this isn't the confirmation that I was expecting or that I was looking for, but I think this is a very practical way to move forward. And this feels to me like this is the next step for you. And I think it's a very important step. And we'll see, next week what the energies look like. I bet there would be some more water coming next week, because I feel if you focus on these energies and you kind of, you get to work with the physical well-being, your health, your wellness, your fitness, I think, again, I think your body's going to take care of you if you take care of it. Okay, so I think it's a good confirmation. I think it's a pretty wise mystery card. Anyway, we're going to take a look in the extended. If you want to check out your extended reading, click on the link that's right up here. And you can have access to all of the extended readings for all of the videos. I also do personal readings. The information for that is down in the description box. This was your weekly tarot reading for January 29th through February 4th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.